welcome back to the channel. We've got another Transformers toy review today, and this one is Preceptor from the Studio series. I've had this one kicking about for a long while, and I just haven't got around to opening him up. I don't know why, because he looks really great in packaging, everything else like that. It's just been time. So I've managed to get a little bit of time recently just to sit around and look at a few toys and bits and pieces. So yeah, I thought we'd take a look at this guy. He's kind of supposed to look more like the movie version, the cartoon movie version of him, in terms of kind of looks, colours, everything else like that. I do have the Titans Return version, which I'll do a bit of a comparison against. He's a deluxe class, £23, 86 series, and you can see on the back here it says he's big screen inspired with in terms of scale, detail and backdrop. And the backdrop that he's got is the Battle of Autobot City, 20 steps to transformation, and you see he transforms into his microscope, and then you've got this kind of other kind of tank mode thing as well, which they show, which is quite interesting. And all it says down near the bottom says, after observing a fleet of incoming enemies, Preceptor reports that a cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability indicates a distinct tactical deficiency, or in other words, they're outnumbered, which is obviously his little lines from the movie. So without further ado, we'll get this opened up and we'll take a look at him. So first thing to show you, just before I get him out properly, this is how he comes packaged. And you can see there's actually a backdrop. The proper backdrop is behind this, so they've actually got him onto this. So rather than ruin that, obviously they've got him onto this. So in actual fact, you kind of get like two backgrounds. So I'm just going to cut this away. There's absolutely loads of ties and things behind him. So I'm just going to get him off there. So this is before they've gone to the all kind of cardboard packaging. So there still is a little bit of plastic and stuff on this one. Just takes a little while just to get him off of there. He comes with a little blaster as well, which I'll have to cut out as well. So there we go. Right, so we've got him out of his little prison here. And first of all, straighten out the legs. Let's see. It's got anything that goes back here? No, it looks like he's got a bit of a tilt there. And this bit here should be his kind of retractable microscope bit here. Yeah. So far, good first impressions. He's got a little blaster here as well, which is quite tough to get into his hands. Yeah, so you can stand him up there on his little thing there and do that. I always think these ones you could do with it being a little bit taller, or that you have to almost like stand them just in front really. So you've got that. I'll go through articulation and everything on the figure as well. It's a decent backdrop really, but unless you're displaying each of them individually, I don't think necessarily you're going to use them all, unless you've got, like, it'd be neater if they kind of all joined up into one, but that would mean one kind of scene. Whereas the way that they've done this is it's lots of different scenes relevant to that particular Transformer. So yeah, the sculpting's pretty good. I like the head sculpt. It's not quite perfect, but it's not far off. You can move all of this out of the way if you don't want to see it. And yeah, the face is painted silver and blue, and then you've got the gold bit in here. Head moves down a bit, but it does rotate all the way around. The arms go out to here. They rotate all the way around. Bit of paint on the top there as well. And a swivel here as well. It's a little bit of difference between the red plastic and the red there. I don't know if you can tell that. And they use blue plastic for this, and it's a bit of a lighter blue. These bits are painted, and they don't kind of turn or anything. There is the normal kind of hollow bits in here. This is all painted around here, and it looks like this bit to open up. Yeah, it does open up in here as well. So that's all good. Obviously, same on the other hand, you just come with this little blaster, which is just red plastic. There's no paint or anything on it, which is fine. It looks like that will peg into a few different places in and around the figure. He does have waist articulation, so that will go all the way around. And in terms of the legs, they look as if they're, if you stand them down like that, as if they're quite far apart is the space in between his legs. Which is no doubt something to do with the transformation, I'd imagine. So you can do the splits and go forward that way, back all that way. There's a swivel in here. I don't like the ones that do it halfway down because it kind of breaks the sculpt here. I prefer them to do it right at the top or away from the joint. And then you've got this bit here, which is obviously to do with the transformation, but it does kind of go out a little bit. And then you've got a bend in the knee, which gives you absolutely loads on there as well. And yeah, so that bit can get a little bit annoying, I think. And then you've got the toe that comes out like that all the way, and the foot sort of moves forward and back. And you've got some more 5mm pegs where you could add on blast effects and weaponizers and stuff like that. And then this bit at the back here, it's on like a little ratchet. You can move it out this way, I think, if you want to. Or you can bring it in here, and I think the idea is then you can have it forward like that, or however you want it. This bit doesn't rotate, but it is painted, and black is painted here. Does this do anything? I don't know if you can. I'm just going to try and look through it. You can look through it, but I can't really adjust or see much through it. But there is that. And then if you wanted to compare him against the Titans Return version, which I will do, bring this guy in here. You can see, obviously they're the same character, but the colours and everything that they've used for him are quite different. This is quite oversized, really, looking at it. Whereas I think this one kind of works a little bit better. The colours are more of what you've used to in terms of the cartoon, and the accuracy in the head. You know, this one does definitely look a little bit more like Preceptor. This one's not bad. It kind of reminds me of potentially like an IDW kind of version of him in terms of the colours that they use for him, and also he comes with that kind of like sniper sort of rifle thing. And obviously he's a headmaster. But, you know, the colours are a little bit more vibrant on this one. You obviously get all of this detailing on here as well. And paint on here, which doesn't look like you get on this version of Preceptor anyway. So, yeah, that's that. Yes, now we're going to get this guy transformed. As, not sure if I should risk doing it without or not. Let's give it a blast. It doesn't look like it's going to be too tricky, to be honest with you. So it looks like you just fold these in. It looks like the transformation is fairly similar. In terms of you move this out, you're going to fold that out, move these back in. That's going to go forward like that. This bit's going to come down here, like so. Looks like the head's going to rotate and go back into there. This piece then looks as if that should rotate all the way around into that gap, does it not? Yeah, so that'll lift up and go over there like that. And then you should be able to then sort of move this into like more of a position like that. And then it looks like the arms kind of rotate and move in and fall into that gap there. It looks as if that will peg into the side of there like that. There you go, you can see where it pegs in. Just try to line it up. And this side doesn't quite line up as well. I don't know. Ah, I see. So you need to pull this up as well at the same time, and that'll peg into the other side. So I mean, it all pegs in properly like that. And then I'm not sure about the gun. Maybe this just pegs in on the back. Like that, I guess. And then you've got your microscope mode on there. Just seeing if I'm missing anything from the instructions, but that looks fairly straightforward. Yeah, just going through, taking a look at it. Yeah, on the instructions they don't show anywhere in particular where the gun goes. They do show another alt mode though, so I'll try and get it into that while kind of also looking at the instructions. So it looks like this bit kind of stays the same. So it looks like they got right, so it says to pull these out like that, like that. And then I'm not sure if this goes around the other way. It looks like it does. And then these bits kind of come down, and then there's should be a peg for this. Oh no, so I've got that round the wrong way. So like that, yeah. So I'll move that back round there. Ah, yeah, so that would make more sense. So it was how I had it originally, and then these move around the other way, and then you peg those into those gaps there. Like that. That. Oh, I've kind of got this, the legs a bit skew here. So I think that's how it's supposed to go, like that. If that looks roughly right. Those are together like that. Yes, I think that's all you do. from what I can see. And that's supposed to be your kind of like tank mode. And then in terms of attaching the gun, it just shows you actually adding it on the side here, it looks like. It doesn't look as if it fits in there, but that's where they've got it. It fits better on that side, but that's how they've got it shown, fitting in like that. And then for microscope mode, they've got it just pegging into the side of the microscope. So I'll change it back real quick into microscope mode. I don't know why I have such a problem saying that. Like that. Oh. Turn it around. Yeah, like that. I think. Then all of that should be pegged in. That should be down, and they just show it being pegged into the side. Ooh. Like that. Again, it's quite a tight connection with that gun. So then that is your microscope mode, like that. And then if you were to compare it against the other version, I can quickly do that. The transformation is pretty similar, to be honest with you. Obviously you've got a difference with the headmaster that pops off, but you know, the arms fold in the same way. This bit's different, so this bit kind of lifts up like that, which allows you to then move these in towards each other. Is it like that? Yeah, so it's very similar in a way. This bit comes down. Let me just get something in there. This bit comes down as well, like that. One of these bits that actually pegs into there like that. Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me, kind of. Like that'll peg into there like so, and then you kind of, this bit kind of comes over, so it's on like this kind of bar here, so you just have to be careful as you move that, because that's got potential to come off. And then I think it was a case of you popping that in there and it kind of goes in like that. So both decent microscope modes in my opinion. I don't know, I guess this one's more accurate to what it looks like, but this one feels like it looks like more of a microscope, probably a better alt mode, I think, altogether. But this guy is definitely better in robot mode, in my opinion. Decent toy. Or was it 20 odd quid? So I think that's a relatively decent price for this figure, considering the kind of articulation and bits and pieces with him. I think he's a decent one to get. there aren't loads of Preceptor toys around, unlike some of the other ones that you might get. When you transform them back, remember just to fold these bits back in like that, which will then allow the shoulders just to peg back into there. Yeah, I mean, there aren't a bunch of Preceptor toys. I think there was the original G one. I think there's a Generations, and then this Headmaster one before this one, and this one I would say is probably the pick of the bunch, really, because I've had the other versions, but this one to me seems the most accurate and most what I would think of Preceptor as looking like. So yeah, it's a recommend from me. Yeah, another decent Studio Series Transformer. I think the only one that's been a letdown so far out of this line is probably been Blur. It was a bit hit and miss, but other than that, all of these ones have been a recommend, well worth getting. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.